I took the wheels off of the Z and brought them up to the shop today so I could have our tire guy come by and mount up our new tires. And boys, we're going back to a bias ply full slick. Got some Hosier 10-inch wide tires. These are the fattiest, meatiest meats the Z's ever had. I don't know if they're gonna fit, but let's get them on the car and see what the fitment is like. So Z's looking pretty good with the new meats. These are quite a bit thicker. I think the width of our ET Streets we had on here was about 9 inches, maybe a little over. Now we're working with a 10-inch wide bias ply. But I noticed on this side, we are real tight to this back fender. It's not like that on the other side. So I think something might have moved or shifted. I'm gonna need to get a good look at it. So I'll take it to the shop this weekend, get on the alignment rack, check our thrust angle, see if the axle shifted or what happened. Everything at a glance looks to be good and straight still. So we'll just get that sorted out, and we're gonna end up at the track with one of these this weekend. Ursula's got her trans in her. Trans is working like it should. Everything's good there. Goldie's got some new slicks on the back because the ET Streets were garbage. And that's a little harsh. The ET Streets were actually good for a long time, but it developed a weird little bubble that had multiple little pinhole leaks in it, and so it kept losing air in one of the tires, and going over 100 miles an hour isn't really a scenario where you want a tire that's structurally unsound. So went ahead and pulled the trigger on some bias plies. I've been wanting to put it back on slicks for a long time. It did really well on slicks, and honestly, the ET Streets or just radials in general, I think, are a recipe for breaking stuff. So we went back to a more forgiving tire. Also, frankly, I think it'll do better on imperfect surfaces. So that's what she's going to be on for the foreseeable future. Folks, Steve here, and we are out with Goldie at Redline Raceway, and we're here to try out our new shoes. We got the old Goldie back on some slicks, so we're going to see how it acts with the different suspension geometry that we have with the solid rear axle. I did have to take it and get on the alignment rack at work because we had a little bit of clearance problem in the back. But luckily the ladder bars are fully adjustable, so we got the thrust angle straightened out, and she's ready to go. So just out here to goof around at Redline. Hopefully we can find some close races. I called out pretty much everyone I know online and otherwise to see if I can get anyone out here to come and try to run me. And I don't know if anyone's going to show up, but there's a few street cars here that I'd probably have a decent match up against. So see if we can get any of them on the line. So that was a pretty lousy showing. I pulled up to do my burnout and the car struggles to get the tires going, and I'm like, okay, well, it's new tires, they're probably real sticky, so I figured maybe that's the problem there. But then I go up to stage and I got the two-step on, and I'm trying to get on two-step, and the car's struggling to just get up to RPM where two-step even activates. So we're evidently down on power. My GoPro in the car won't turn on, it's acting up. It's probably got a dead battery, I guess. It was freezing up though. I don't really know what's going on with it. So I'm looking at my data log now to see if I can find any rhyme or reason. The guy deep staged me, so I didn't have any time to try to build power up to the two-step, but it shouldn't have taken that long. It's usually much better than that. So I'm just kind of going through the logs, see if anything funny happened. And anyway, I left on green even though I wasn't even up on the chip. And the car got into power. The boost shot up to 22 PSI. We were hooking and bucking, and we were doing the deal. But man, I don't know. The car something was wrong. It just wasn't making as much power as it normally does on the foot brake. So I'm gonna try to see if I can find anything suspect in here and give the engine a good look over and see if there's anything I need to be worried about. But right now I'm a little concerned. Okay, y'all, so I was worried after the first pass because the car wouldn't build any boost. It wouldn't get up on the two-step, so I pulled the plugs, I looked at the oil, I checked the catch can, I just kind of checked for boost leaks, just give the whole thing a good once-over, and didn't find anything suspect at all. So just made a second rip and actually ran a 7.0, and it did fine on that one. It still was a little lazy to get up on the two-step, but anyway, so I checked everything out. Everything looked fine. So then I went back up to the starting line and just went a go again against a car that looks really fast. And I didn't really care what he was doing, but just wanted to see if the car was going to work. And it burned out okay, and then it got up on two-step just fine. So I don't really know what happened on the first run. Best I can think of, maybe the trans just wasn't hot enough, and just the stall was just too tight just because the fluid wasn't warm enough. But that sounds stupid. I don't think that's the problem. I don't know what happened. Something happened. Anyway, seems to be fine now. So that was the run I just made against that, I don't know what a Falcon or a Nova. I don't know what that was. I think it was a Falcon. Was a 7.05. So that's as good as the Goldie ever does. So obviously the slicks aren't hurting us any. That was a 1.57 60 foot, which sucks. Really struggling to get the 60 foot back down into the low 1.5, high 1.4s like it's been at its peak. I'm not really sure why that is. But anyway, I'm gonna try to call out that C6 again. Damn, I mean, 7.05, the air's obviously not terrible. It feels pretty muggy, so I don't know what the DA is, but it's probably kind of lousy. But we're just gonna kind of just goof around tonight. They got some food out here now at Redline, so I'm gonna go try out the food and just gonna kind of chill tonight. We're just gonna hang out. Been talking with that guy with the C6. It's got like a cam. It's got a cam. I don't know if it has anything else. I managed to line up another race with him, hopefully get a little redemption. But man, the Z is going to leave on a shitload of boost. I think. I don't really know. We're going to try and see if the track will take it. See if our slicks will hold it. See if we get some redemption against this Corvette. Car feels great. The DA is getting better. It's starting to cool down. We'll give the car a nice cool down, and then maybe we can run a number tonight. I'm definitely shifting way too late. Looking at the data log, I'm shifting after 6,500 in both first and second. So we're definitely going to try to get that a little bit closer to 6,000 and try to get a little bit of power and make up some time there. All right, stinger, baby. So I got the Stinger. Now I'm noticing there's this little Beamer out here that's pretty fast. He just gapped the shit out of the Stinger too. So I think I'm gonna call him out, see if he wants to run him. I think the people in the stands would enjoy that showing, because it looked pretty quick. They're not showing times tonight, but it looked pretty impressive. All right, I got a match with the Beamer. This thing's pretty quick, although he already he accepted my challenge, but he's like, well, I'm kind of spinning, but yeah, I guess we could run. So anyway, we'll see if he spins. Hopefully I don't spin. We got them new meats, the new fresh meats, them new boot goofing. We're gonna get his ass.
Alright, baby, we're going up against this Beamer. Alright, here we go. Against the Beamer.
For you tonight. It is a different day, and I actually pulled the trans out of Goldie, and to no one's surprise, we broke the second gear band again. Everything else looks pretty good, except the fluid was extremely dark, stinks like crazy, stunk up my whole house, and I really beat this trans up pretty good. Whip Fest is this weekend, which is another big wheel event. You guys know I love to be there. The track prep is always on kill, and freaking Goldie loves putting gaps on some donks. So I got a band coming. I hope it gets here in time. I'm gonna slap this thing back together, but let me tell you guys how I feel. I am bored with going on running bottom 7-second passes against some cars that are way too fast, some cars that are way slower than me. I'm growing bored of this type of content. I wanna hear what you guys have to say about it. Just editing it, it's the same old same. So I want to make a big change on the channel coming up. I've already got some things in the air, like there's changes coming, but I want to know what you guys want to see. Please drop in the comments what type of content you like to see on my channel. I'm talking about, like, do you want to see more like technical step-by-step type stuff, more we changed this is the measurable gains we yielded kind of thing, more dyno pulls, more, do you want to see more racing events, more like entering classes or doing like index racing? Index racing is kind of boring, I know, but it's hard to do. It's hard to do well. So just kind of let me know where you're at. I like going to the track and just spanking up on fulls, but honestly, I got like 100 videos doing just that. And it's time for a change. So there's gonna be a big change coming to the channel. I just want a little bit of feedback before I make any big moves. Let me know what you want. A lot of you guys are here for IS300 content. A lot of the OG guys are here for the Z content. I would like to kind of bring both the best of both worlds together and create something really spectacular. But the plan for next week is maybe we can get the Jack Co back together, get old Goldie back up and ready to go to Whip Fest, where we can have some fun this weekend. That's all I got for you this week. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll see you later.